back to the Autumn Acorn. My name is Judy, and this is where I come to you once a month to talk about all the things I've been knitting, designing, and dyeing. So welcome in. I have some finished knitting projects to show you today. I think there are 4. I think I have 4 works in progress, a couple of acquisitions, and that's about it. So let's get started with finished objects. I do have notes. This is episode 82, if you're keeping track. Alright, let's start with my first almost finished object, which is my newest Starflower wrap. This is a free pattern by Hobie. It is a cardigan pattern. The original has lacy sleeves. It's worked from the top down. I'm going to show you a picture of it. And this is not what this one's going to look like, just so you know, but this is the original gorgeous wrap cardigan with a long belt. So I decided on this version not to make the sleeves lacy, but instead to just do some stockinette. So here's one sleeve, and here's the other, and I'll show you the rest. It's not finished, none of the ends are woven in yet. Here, you know what, I'll put it on so you can get a better feel for the fit. I knit a size medium. I used, this calls for sock yarn, so I used 2 skeins of Woolen Vine. Let me try to show you here. I'm going to do the best I can, okay? I'm just going to tie it just to give you kind of an idea. But, yep, here's the back. You can see that at all? So yes, I decided to just leave out the lace for this version since I was doing the lace in a second version, which I'll show you soon. What can I tell you about this? So I used 2 skeins of Woolen Vine yarn, and I'll show you what I have left of that. It took me 3 skeins total, but I only had 2 skeins of this beautiful yarn by Woolen Vine. The color is 2 of Wands. It's a 75-25 single ply. So to give it strength, I threw in this 3rd skein, and the colors just went so well together, almost like they were dyed by the same person. So I just would trade off, you know, every 4 or 5 rows, and that way I didn't get a lot of pooling. And I was able to get an entire cardigan out of 3 skeins, 2.5 skeins of fingering weight yarn. So here's the Woolen Vine deets. And here is the other yarn I used, the Blackbird Sycamore yarn in Perfumed Ghost. And then there's the deets on that one. So yeah, I might as well show you my second one because it's almost done. It's been a work in progress for quite a few months now, but I just haven't devoted a lot of time to it, even though I really want it badly. But this one is, I'm following the lace exactly as it is. I'm not doing the belt. Instead, I did some snaps to keep it closed, but this is what we have so far. I've shown this on another podcast. Beautiful lace. This is more of a set-in sleeve construction. So fun to do. I love this construction. Here is the back. Yeah. Sorry, it's a little awkward to show, but you can see there's a snap down here. We have a snap up here and one more snap on the side here. So I only have this much left and then I'm finished. So I'm hoping in the next couple of days this can be a finished project. What I love about this version the most, besides the color, I love the cream. It's going to match everything. I'm going to take this off because it's getting a little warm, as usual. But what I love about this version mostly is the yarn. So this is, and I've talked about this enough on this podcast, but here it is. This beautiful little nugget is called Ilani Sabri. It's an organic, 85% organic cotton, 15% baby alpaca, 437 yards per skein, so it's true fingering weight. The color is 81, otherwise known as bone. So yeah, this one I'm following closer to the original pattern, but not exactly. I have added my own touches, such as, I think this is such a pretty crochet scalloped edge. A little hard to show, but you get the idea. Yeah, I added that edging on the neckline as well, and the V-neck part and the bottom. But yeah, this yarn is dreamy. I'm going to definitely be buying more to make something else, because honestly it could be, besides silky wool, the best yarn I've ever worked with as far as the way it feels and knits. Oh, dreamy. And I'm happy that I'm getting more fingering weight garments in my life, especially sweaters, because I'm too hot to wear thick things, and I find that they're just so much more versatile. I can wear them all in all seasons, and so yeah, this is this is only taking 3 skeins to knit the size medium. Did I say everything I wanted to say about it? I used a US 4 3.5mm needle, so it takes a while. It takes a while to finish, but I didn't mind at all. So that was a finished object and a work in progress. Starflower wrap. All the information, anything I talk about, will be down below in the show notes, so you can always find it there. Okay, let's go on to our next finished object, which is my Pleony top. So this pattern is a top-down top by Audrey Borrego Designs, who is Yarn Flakes. Now, Audrey had a podcast here on YouTube, and she had a business, Audrey Borrego Designs, but she has since stopped that business, and now all of her patterns on Ravelry are free, which is amazing. They're beautiful. They're incredible. Run and get some. And so yeah, I chose the Pleony because I just loved the way it looked. And here it is. So as you can see, it's a V-neck. There's this beautiful lace panel that runs along the whole front. I ended mine with some nice garter stitch edging on the sleeves as well as the bottom, and it's a raglan construction, very subtle raglan look, which I love, or decorative element, which I think is really nice, and this fits me just perfectly. I guess I can try it on for you, but I know how that usually goes. So for the Pleony, I used US 3 and US 5 needles, and the yarn I used was some of my own Autumn Acorn yarn, dyed with some acid dyes, and I named it Pinky Toes. I sold quite a bit of this yarn, but this was some that I had saved for myself. Not going to look really good with a blouse like this, a flouncy blouse, but you'll still get an idea, at least, of how the fit is. Comes up past down below my waist. Well, it gives you a good idea. So yeah, let's see. It took 2 skeins of that fingering weight yarn. That's it, and that was pretty exciting. So I definitely will be making another version. I would like another one in like an oversized version though, so that might take 3 skeins, but that's okay. I'm good with that. I'm really enjoying these fingering weight garments. This is my goal moving forward, to have more lightweight garments instead of all the bulk that I don't wear. Okay, so that was my Pleony, my Starflower wrap 1 and 2. Let's move on to the Sandrine top. So this is my Sandrine top. If you follow me on Instagram, well, if you don't, you should, but if you do, you'll have seen this already. But I'm going to show you a picture. So Sandrine top by Gregoria Fibers. Here it is. It's so pretty. I paid $9 for this pattern. It takes a US 1.5 and 2.5 or 3 and 4 in US size. I knit the size medium. I changed the cast on. I made it a knitted cast on instead of whatever they called for. And here is my finished object. Ta-da! Little wrinkly. A little bit, but not bad. Here it is. It has this really cool textured stripes on it, ribbing at the bottom. This is knit top down. I changed the straps. The straps were meant to continue that ribbing all the way up, but I didn't want to. I wanted mine to be double knit, so they're stronger and don't stretch. And that's what I got. Same front and back. Has a lot of good drape. I used a beautiful silky wool for this. I used 3 skeins, almost, minus 20 grams, and the color was 198 squash. Oh, the itchy nose. I think I said I knit a size medium. What else can I say about it? It was fun. I enjoyed it. It fits great. I'll put some video of me trying it on for the first time and you can see. And it was so easy. Anyone can do it. And I love how it feels on. This is going to be a great layering piece. I can wear this any season, layered with another sweater over it or whatever, a button down. So yeah, Sandrine top finished. I'm very happy with it. Okay, our next finished object is, I just finished this yesterday. So it's essentially a tube of stockinette where I cast on, let me see, what was my exact number? I think I wrote it down in my notes. Yes, I cast on 70 stitches using 2 strands of fingering held double. In my case, I used Knit Picks palette held double. Then I would knit 10 rounds of that color, of each color, until I reached 90 inches, which is 60 stripes, each stripe being 1.5 inches. So this is a really large scarf, but really fun. I loved having something this mindless to work on for this long. It's like essentially working on a sock forever. But I'll try to show you the whole thing. Now, I was really, really happy with my Kitchener stitch bind off. I think that turned out really well. You can't see it. It's lovely. The other end that I grafted together or seamed, awful. I have to fix it. But let me at least give you an idea of the colors and the length of this lovely beast. Hold on a minute. Why are you folding on me? There you go. There you go. So like I said, I held the yarn double, so some of them are marled. Sometimes I would hold the same strand double, so the color's solid, but essentially there it is, all 90 inches, and this is the terrible end that I'm embarrassed to show you. Yeah, not pretty, and it has little ears, and it's completely different than the other side, so. But it was an experiment. I wanted to try it. I think I will either, to remedy this, try blocking. I haven't blocked. Maybe the little ears will go away and it won't look as rough. The other option is fringe on both sides. Or just leave it alone and say, who cares? Who cares? Whatever. Is anyone really going to care? But yeah, it's wonderful. It is going to keep me very, very warm. There is no doubt about that. I mean, look at it. It's a beast. I love it. So yeah, you should make yourself a Scrappy scarf right away, because you will use up so many scraps that you didn't know what to do with. So many. This ended up being 450 grams. So that is a lot. You figure if I have 60 stripes, that's a lot of colors, right? It was great to use up all that yarn and to get such a beautiful finished object. Yep. My Scrappy scarf. Everyone needs one. I think I'm going to cast another one on because I still have minis. I still have mini skeins. I still have scrap yarn. I've got to use it up. That's the mission impossible. This is a free pattern for a little shawl, a little shawlette called the Été Chic or Lacy Crescent Shawl by Petite Bout de Moi. Hope I'm saying that right. I'm sorry if I'm not. But it's a sweet little shawl where you begin by knitting just the lace part separate, and you pick up those stitches, and then you knit the either stockinette or garter stitch. I can't tell what that is, and I haven't read far enough along, but US 4 needles, and it takes one strand of fingering weight yarn, and they used one strand of silk mohair, and I'm using the same, a strand of silk mohair in this really pretty silver color I dyed, as well as some of this commercial yarn called Keto Eno. It's very thin fingering weight yarn made of 100% silk. Beautiful, beautiful yarn. So you start, like I said, with just the lace part. So you're only working on, what is it? 12 stitches at a time. This is what I have so far. Try to show you. So beautiful. It has like an eyelet part on the top, and then yeah, so then I'm gonna pick up once it's like, I want it to be obviously long enough to wear as a shawl. So I have a ways to go, but I'm enjoying it. It is it's a easy lace repeat, nothing difficult. 8-row repeat, and you just keep repeating it. So a lot of fun. That'll be cute. I'm not like racing to get it done or anything. I just think it's fun to pick up once in a while. I like to knit lace sometimes, especially in small doses like that. I should have mentioned that with the Starflower wrap, that lace is the first lace that's what I would consider, it's like more complicated because it's about 18-row repeat, but in between each difficult row, they're not even difficult, each lace row is a rest row where you just knit. And when you make a mistake on that, it doesn't show ever. Like, I could be 4 or 5 stitches off and I can fix it on the rest row and it's fine. You'd never know. Yeah. All right, so that was my little lacy shawl. Now I'm going to or scarf rather. Now I'm going to show you another work in progress. This one's called the Roxaboxen, which I just like saying it. Roxaboxen. It's the best word ever. This is a free pattern. Let me see, who is the wonderful writer? Renee Cooling, Kulling. This is a free pattern, uses DK weight yarn, US 6 needles. I'm working on a size medium. She says this top takes the inventive side of knitting a little further, turning that string into a rectangle, adding some ties, and turning that rectangle into a usable, beautiful top. This top is perfect for warmer days or a great layering piece. as the weather turns colder. So it's pretty inventive and creative. Here you can see a picture of it and how she's worked it up. So again, a nice mindless one. Here's her wearing it. It looks so cute. I love the string. I love the sleeves. I love how much space there is under those arms for airflow. So yeah, and I'm knitting mine in silky wool, color that I have knit my dance cardi in before. So this is the color Peridot, also known as color 230. If you have not used silky wool yet, you must run out and try it. It is so light, it weighs practically nothing. It's a DK weight. Comes in these 50-gram skeins, 192 yards. It is made from 45% wool, 35% silk, 20% nylon for strength. And this is what I have so far. This is a baby work in progress. It's just a newborn. But there it is. And then this part is all these stitches are on hold right now. But yeah, pretty simple. You can tell that it's going to be nice and drapey and light and airy too. Rocks a Boxin' coming soon, I think, if I get to it. It's not being picked up as much as it was because of all the distractions, you know. Okay, I think we are on to my socks. Is that everything? Yes, that is my other top. And oh yeah, so we'll move on to socks. And then I do want to show you a project that I have to rip out, and then I'm going to reknit it because I love it. So in my cute little see-through plastic zipper pouch that I got in Honolulu, I am working on a pair of vanilla socks still. I've been working on these a while, so you've probably already seen these, but here they still are, working on the foot. This is Farmer's Daughter's Fiber, and the name of that is I Roller Skate In. I'm using my new 10-inch circulars. They're phenomenal. I highly recommend them. I could not stand 9-inch circulars, and these have made all the difference. These are knit vanilla top down. The second yarn I'm using is by Knit Spin Farm. This was a gift from my friend Mary. She didn't want her leftovers, and I did. This is a Corridel sock yarn. Makes really nice stripes. So yeah, not much to talk about, except for those needles. I highly recommend them. I got them on Amazon. US, or I think they're US ones, or 1.5, I don't remember. So those are my socks on the go. I'm meeting up with a friend tomorrow, and I'm going to bring these because you need something stockinette when you're chatting it up. Yeah. Okay. And then this project. So this project, and here, this is a really beautiful bag that my daughter Kelly sewed for me. It's reversible. Love it. This was last year's Christmas gift. So the Sabai top, number 2. So I purchased this pattern from Paula Strict. She was having a sale, so I got this for $5.63. Pretty sure this was on sale. Maybe not. Maybe that's the regular price. Anyway, this is the Sabai top, and it is knit top down in DK weight yarn US 6. There is the top. It's beautiful. A lot of people are knitting it right now. It's very popular, and I can understand why. I was so excited. I found that I could use my wool. It's a beautiful yarn made in Maine. I purchased it in Maine as well. It's 100% machine washable certified organic merino, 428 yards, so it's a fingering weight. And the color is silver maple. And it's made, I already said organic merino. Yeah, beautiful. So I'm holding 2 strands held together to make a DK weight. There's my ball. It's just such a beautiful pale blue silver color. Anyway, I was knitting my sabai, so happy, working away, when I realized that I didn't follow the directions correctly before. I wasn't supposed to. Yeah, it's a long story. Doesn't matter. This is how far I got. This is a top-down construction. You can see those cute little shoulder seams on each side. I'm doing the stockinette version. Like I said, it's sabai top number 2. There's no ribbing. This is, I guess, the back or the front. I don't remember now, because now I have to tear it all out and I have to start over. I don't mind. I'm glad I know now and didn't get farther. But I'm loving the way that this fabric feels. It's a little denser than I prefer. So my thought is that I may go up a needle size. Because like I said, these are 6s. I might go to a 7 and then get hopefully a little more drape. I may have to adjust my size, though. I will check. Yeah, right now I'm knitting the size medium. Medium size, hold on. Yeah, cast on, yep. I had gotten quite a ways, like all the way through one page. Yeah, I was quite a ways down, so I'm fine with it. I'm good. It'll be great. I can't wait to have it, so I will probably get that done in the next couple of days where I tear that out and get started back up again. And then, as if I didn't have enough to knit, I decided yesterday to cast on a Ophelia slipover. Free pattern. Really cute. Who is this by, though? You know what? I'm not sure. I had to translate it from another language, so I will put the information down below in the show notes for you if you want to make one. I don't know if you can see the cute ruffle on the top, the neckline. It's adorable. I'm not sure I'm doing that. I'm not sure about the top at all yet. I just know that I want an oversized vest, and I wanted to use my Hobie yarn because I've had this Hobie fluffy like mohair stuff forever. Sorry I don't have the tag with me right now. Just they're both upstairs, but I'm holding 2 strands together, and all I've done so far, this is a baby cast on, is the ribbing at the bottom. This is a bottom-up construction. And then I started the stockinette, so there's not much to talk about yet. But yeah, it feels great. I'm using a US 8. I'm using my plastic Denise interchangeables, which these were a gift, like, I don't even know, 12 years ago. And before I even knew about interchangeables and anything about good needles. And they're plastic, but I'll tell you what, they have been fantastic as a backup set. They join really easy together, just a simple twist and they come back on, but they never come apart. So you can never get them apart. And they're the join is smooth. They never let me down. They really never let me down. The only thing is they're plastic, so it's the only negative. But anyway, that is that. Let's move on to just a couple of future knitting plans, and then 3 acquisitions, but one of them is part of future plans. So I've always wanted to try drops yarn, so I ordered some from an Etsy seller. Her name is Stitch Point, but just in case you're curious, I ordered Drops Belle, which is a cotton linen viscose blend, and this is the color 22. It's like this pale pinky beige color, really beautiful neutral. I ordered 6 skeins or balls. They came in this cute little bag. They were on sale, so I paid $3.37 a skein or a ball, So that made the total with shipping, which was almost $6, $23.91. So basically $24 for a top. I think I was just looking for projects knit with Drops Bell, and this came up. This was somebody's project, and she added some, like, she just made a simple raglan tee, and I'll show you where she got that recipe from. And then she added some like feather and fan lace, and I just love it. And the color, talk about a perfect match. It's as if she used this color. Anyway, she did use that color. And so she used a recipe by a friend of mine, Ivana. She is the Republic of Me on YouTube. She's a great YouTube channel. And she gave out for free the In and Out raglan sweater recipe, which is such a fantastic source. You can, let's see. She uses it for beginner knitters, and it's designed to be knit in most of the yarn gauges and can be customized to your body measurements. So it's a fantastic recipe, free resource. Go grab it. Yep, so that's how she made that top. So that's basically my plan. I'm going to kind of follow her little, her idea. So that'll be a future thing. And then I also, because Kutova Kiko was having a pattern sale, I picked up the Salty Days sweater, which I've been eyeballing for a while now. It's gorgeous. I picked it up for $6 on sale. This is a top-down sweater. It's US 8, knit up on US 8, with a strand of DK held with a lace. And I'm not sure what I'm going to use yet, but I'm playing around with maybe using some of this that I had dyed with some avocado. I may hold it with this, but I don't know how they're going to look together. I'm going to do a swatch. If that doesn't work, I may end up using some of the undyed with this held together instead and have a cream one, which would be great. So that's a future plan. Okay, let's move on to the two acquisitions that I picked up. This first one I picked up at a thrift store that I love to frequent in New Hampshire. I went there with Joe to pick up some books, and I saw this in their craft section. They have a great craft section. And I had to have it. Oh, I should have shown it to you first. I'm already opening it up. Sorry. Here it is. Oh, it's heavy. So this is full of wool fabric. Beautiful recycled wool fabric that someone took the time. You could tell they went to thrift stores, they thrifted old wool sweaters, and they cut them into the most perfect rectangles so that I could make a quilt. And I'm so thrilled for that. I'll just give you a little idea. All the colors are in these dark, moody colors. Grays, blacks, creams. Any dark, moody color you can think of is in here. Here's some more. And I'll just show you an example of one. And they're all cut, like I said, pre-cut in these perfect rectangles, strips. So, I mean, I've done this before. I have made quilts out of thrifted sweaters that I cut out. I made a patchwork quilt with colorful squares. I absolutely love it. I like to sew these by hand. And that's my plan. Yeah, so, I mean, there was no way I was letting this stay. Even if I don't sew the quilt for a while, I plan to use it in the living room. This whole thing weighs 10 pounds. Like, it's heavy. It's heavy. 10 pounds, and I only paid, what was the final? I had, we used Joe's military discount, so that made it, it's on the other side, $14. That's all I paid for that. That's such a deal. Like if I had to go to the thrift store, buy all these sweaters, and then cut them up, like never. It would have cost me so much money because thrift stores are not cheap anymore. Goodwill is not cheap anymore. It's kind of shocking and sad. Then, when I was in Connecticut celebrating Charlie's 8th birthday, and my granddaughter Blake was at her ballet lesson, we went over to a little thrift store, and I like to pick up things that I see that I think I can either design something close to it or just knit that same thing, but with my hands. So this time I found this cute top. And if that didn't remind me of a design, some of the popular designs that are out right now, I don't know what did. But really, really pretty. I love it. And it's 100% cotton, and it was $1. Like, really? So, yeah. I think, pretty sure that's everything I wanted to talk about today. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. Hope you found a little inspiration. I'd love it if you could leave a message and let me know what you're working on, how you're doing, what have you been up to, how was your summer, are you excited for fall? I know I am. Yeah, I love when you leave comments. If you wouldn't mind subscribing, that would be awesome too. And yeah, it was great talking to you today, and I will see you again soon. Bye now.
My name is Judy, and I'm a natural yarn dyer and the knit and crochet wear designer behind the Autumn Acorn. And when I'm not out hanging yarn in trees to dry, knitting in cafes, or writing up new patterns, you'll probably find me snuggling my beautiful cat Meryl, or maybe my collection of rustic wools. On this channel, I plan to share my quiet life with you, while I dive deep into how to naturally dye wool yarn, how to run a knitwear design business, and how to do it all while living as a highly sensitive introvert. There are 4 levels to choose from, with rewards ranging from how-to and behind-the-scenes videos, free patterns, and free hand-dyed yarn. It's just like having our own little private community, and I can't wait to see you over there.